apologize to anyone who I've accidentally ignored today. I have not had my glasses on, so I truthfully have not been able to see any of you unless you're like 3 feet away. I do need to put them on though for the speech. Good evening, everyone. For those who don't know me, you would have just heard I am Quinn's sister, Hope. I teach grade 7 and 8 students, which I think everyone can agree is the most judgmental demographic on the planet. And although talking in front of groups is my job, I feel significantly more nervous today. And you'd think that knowing most of you would make it a little bit easier, but it actually feels like it adds pressure. Plus, I only have one sibling, so this is kind of my one shot to do like a wedding speech for somebody. So I need to make it count. Quinn and I may have been adopted into our parents' lives a little later, but the timing worked out perfectly. For a while, we were the perfect pair. Back in 2009, I was 9, Quinn was in grade 9, and then he had the audacity to go and graduate, so he kind of messed up our perfect setup. Now it's 2026, I'll be 26, but we can all agree Quinn is not in grade 26. But we're gonna step back in time to when our system actually still worked, when he was in high school, and my age, of course, still works with the year. Growing up with Quinn was always an adventure. Our childhood highlight reel includes watching him darken his mustache with mascara. Don't get too close tonight, you might see some clumps. Making up choreography to Flow Ride Is Low in the basement, which might show up later if either of us even remember. Trips to Blockbuster, where we each got to choose a weekend movie. Usually Quinn was going out on Saturday, so that was my night for the movie. And it went along with Dad's stovetop popcorn. Building forts and structures all over the house, including those like straw connect things that went from the basement all the way to the roof at the top. Spending summers at the cabin, on the water, and all catching frogs. And of course, who could forget him locking me in the trunk of his car, intentionally. I've moved on, obviously. But in all seriousness, Quinn's sense of adventure has always defined him. We've traveled the world together, and I've loved watching him chase new experiences and adventures over the years. But the journey I've loved watching the most has been the one he's been on with Emily. I realized just how serious that journey was in September of 2024. We were in Edmonton for Quinn's best friend's wedding, Anthony, and Quinn did something very out of character. During the rehearsal party, he called a secret family meeting in the hallway of the hotel with my mom, my dad, and I. He paused for a second, stared us all down, and he told us he bought a ring. My jaw literally dropped. I calmly hung my purse on my dad, and I handed my drink to my mom. I grabbed Quinn's hands, and we silently squeal jumped so that we wouldn't alert anyone who was in the room right beside us, especially Emily, who was maybe 10 feet away. That was a first for us, to do that little squeal jump, and it probably will be the last. But honestly, seeing how excited he was in that moment told me everything I needed to know. All of Quinn's previous adventures were just preparing him for the biggest one of all, which was building a life with you, Emily. Emily, you don't just fit into our family, you've made it feel more complete. And I've noticed Quinn showing some pretty incredible growth since meeting you. For most of his life, he's been a man of few words. But thanks to Emily, Quinn has learned that okay has 4 letters, not just one. And even sometimes will send us a full sentence over text. As a teacher, I have to say, your progress with him, remarkable. And because you're officially my sister now, I wanted to give you something to commemorate the day. I found something special while thrifting. And I couldn't leave it behind. It's tacky, it's old, and it serves as a permanent reminder that you're stuck with me. For anyone who can't see, because they also don't have their glasses on today, it says sisters with some really terrible stick people on it. However, I completely understand if it becomes a white bear dinner jacket. or a campfire sweater. If everyone could please raise a glass to Quinn and Emily. May your life together be your greatest adventure yet, and may you always have the best travel partner beside you through everything life brings. And if Quinn ever tells you that his backpack is stuck in the trunk of the car, don't get in. For the happy couple.